Hey everybody, Mark Bates here. I wanted to give you a very quick overview of a new feature that's going to be landing in a couple weeks in Buffalo 0.10.3, and that's file uploads. You've always been able to do file uploads using kind of standard Go, but that's not the Buffalo way, right? The Buffalo way is to make things easier for everybody. So that's what we've done. We've made things easier here. So let me give you a quick overview. It all kind of starts here in the binding package. Binding is a sub-package of Buffalo that we've had for quite a few releases now. And that manages all the bindings of our forms, JSON, and stuff like that. We've added a new type here, which is called file. And what file does, it holds all the information regarding an uploaded file to make life a little bit easier for you. So now, when you go to upload a multi-part HTML form, we hopefully can pull files out of it. So let's go to my handy dandy Coke application here, the one that I always love. And I've got a new form here, and this form is for creating widgets. And you can see I've added an element here called a file tag. This is also new. You could have just as easily have done it before by setting type to file using the input tag here. And this, by the way, works for everything. You could set it to email or whatever. Or password if you want. But file tag is really just a wrapper around that. So all it does is it actually calls an input tag, but passes in the file type of input. One also kind of cool thing to note here is if we look at this form, as soon as you add a file tag to your form automatically gets set to multi-part form data, so you don't need to do anything special. Your form will automatically be that type for you, which is kind of awesome. If you do want to set it though, you can just set multi-part true as part of your options for the form, and that'll have the same effect as adding a file tag, except file tag just forces that. That is like the number one cause of bugs for me personally when I do file uploading, is not realizing that I forgot to set the encoding type of the form. Anyway, okay, so we've got a file element. We can see it here on my page. How do we get access to it when it comes into our resource, into our action? So here I'm in my widgets resource create method here. And I'm going to show you a couple different ways that we can get access to it. The first way is off of the context. There is now a new file method there, and we give it the name of the file, and of course we can handle our errors. And we can also get the file name here. So I'm just going to print off the file name to my console. Here we go. And if I upload a file here, called whatever this one is here, you can see in my console, I've got access to the file right there in the console. So that's really nice. Back to the Coke app. There we go. So obviously with this now, I can write this file somewhere. I can do all sorts of stuff with it. So what you do with the file once we give you access to it is up to you. You need to figure out how to persist that file on disk or S3 or something like that. But the good news is we're kind of moving in the right direction here, right? So off the context, we can get a file. So that's one way that we can get a file here. I'm just going to clean this up. The other way is we can get it directly put onto our model using bind. And to do that, all we need to do up here is here I've added a new member to my widget struct called myFile. And I set it to type binding.file. And so what happens is when we go to bind, it's going to look for binding.file, and it's going to try to bind all those things together for us so we don't have to do anything. In this example here, I've added this nice after create method on my widget, and in it I'm checking to say, okay, well, if there's a my file that's valid, then let's do something with it. And what we're going to do here is we're going to make a directory called uploads. Then we're going to basically create a file in that directory, and we're going to copy over the temporary uploaded file into that directory. So if I show you, here's my Coke directory. If I go back now and actually fill in a proper name for this form, hello, and I choose a file, we'll choose this one here, If I hit save, I can look, I've got an uploads folder on disk. There's my file. Voila. That's it. It's just that simple now to upload files. And again, what you do with them is up to you. But obviously, this is hopefully going to get even better as before we release, including testing support for this. But I just wanted to give you a very brief overview of this new feature because I'm very excited about it, and I think a lot of people are going to be. Anyway, so that's it for now. Hope this helps.
This video was brought to you by Gopher Guides. If you're an organization, conference, or user group that is looking for Go training, please visit gopherguides.com. All training is custom designed to match your educational needs.